Rapunzel and the Princesses
This is ridiculous. I quit.
versus the Witches. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, on a night when wish lanterns adorned the sky, Rapunzel, Cinderella, the mermaid Aria, and Snow White were all under the ocean lighthouse. Each princess made a wish to make the world better, and the sun rose again. Rapunzel's tiny friend Clapsy woke up before all of the princesses set off to the magical forest to pick sweet cherries. The cherries were such a gorgeous red and so shiny that she couldn't help herself and ate a whole basket.
So delicious!
Then Clapsy noticed a baby deer passing through the trees. The deer had a hurt foot.
Hello, baby deer! What happened to you? Come with me. I know someone who can make you feel better.
Clapsy turned around and started to move forward when something about the baby deer changed. Its eyes turned glowing red, but Clapsy didn't notice the terrifying change and brought the deer to Snow White. Snow White had a magical power to heal animals. When Snow White approached the baby deer to heal its leg, the innocent-looking deer instantly transformed into the evil Queen Hela. When Snow White saw Hela, she was very frightened.
Hela, how did you find me here?
Hela waved her arms magically, and the ground beneath the princess split open, and Snow White fell into the depths of the chasm.
You will rot and grow ugly, Snow White. No one in this world can be as beautiful as I.
Snow White fell straight down into a tunnel and was imprisoned in a dungeon. But up above, the other princesses noticed Snow White's disappearance, and they all set out in search of her.
Snow White! Where are you?
Cinderella was walking in the area where Snow White went missing. She had taken a few steps more when... She fell into the dungeon too. Then the mermaid Aria was sent a seashell by the waves crashing on the shore and listened to it.
What? They took them underground?
The mermaid Aria gave the seashell back to the waves and immediately went to the magic forest. At the same time, Rapunzel and Clapsy had reached the spot where Snow White had disappeared.
Snow White! Where are you?
Where did you go?
Rapunzel! Look! The last time I saw her, she was right here.
And with those words, the ground split again. And just as Rapunzel was about to fall in, Aria, who was racing towards her, realized what was happening and used her arms to force Rapunzel out of the way. Rapunzel hung in a bubble of air and touched back on land. When Aria reached Rapunzel's side, the chasm in the ground was still open, and voices were coming from in it.
Help! Save us!
We can't get out of here. Upon hearing the princesses' voices, Rapunzel let down her hair into the pit to help them. Clinging to her hair, Aria lowered herself down.
We're coming! Don't worry!
Aria, look out! When Aria turned around to look, there she saw Vega and Hela.
Vega! How are you even here?
Apparently you've forgotten my powers, Aria. when Arya least expected it, Vega began to shoot ink from her octopus arms at her. Arya generated a shield around her to protect herself. At the same time, above ground, Rapunzel's baby dragon Drado had eaten so many dragon fruits that he turned into a huge dragon. Seeing this, Rapunzel understood that Drado had gained a lot of power. Drado, help us! Drado stomped his feet on the ground so hard that... What's going on? It's going to cave in on us! Ah! We'll be trapped down here! Realizing this was her chance, Arya used all her strength and pulled open the dungeon bars and got Snow White and Cinderella out of the tunnel. But of course, once topside, the princesses weren't out of the woods yet. In fact, they were right in the middle of the woods. Xenia and Camilla were standing right in front of the princesses.
Broom, sweep, 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 a rock monster to make. Beating these princesses will be a piece of cake.
Camilla's magical broomstick, Broomy, swept up chunks of rock and placed them in front of Camilla. When there were enough rocks, Xenia used her powerful magic to create a giant stone man. The stone man stepped towards the princesses to hurt them. Rapunzel stretched her hair out like a rope and tied together the legs of the stone man. But while the stone man may have fallen, he was not beat. He got back up and began to run. I can't stop him! Mermaid Arya tried to use her power to the stone man in the air and sent him in another direction. But she couldn't.
He's too heavy! I can't lift him!
Next up was Cinderella, who began to call on the aid of all the animals in the forest. Hear me, beasts of the forest! The stone man was just steps away and about to hurt them when, up in the sky, the dragon Drado showed his might. Drado heaved a breath of fire at the stone man. The stone man lost his balance, crashed to the ground, but wasn't injured. When the dragon once again began to blast him with fire, the stone man tore off a piece of his arm and threw it at the dragon. The mermaid Arya took control of the rock chunk and stopped it from hitting the dragon. Drado was enraged by this and snatched the stone man in his claws, flying to the end of a cliff. And he let him go. Falling from a great height, the stone man was smashed into pieces. The dragon Drado could be seen in the hills. The witches were so scared of the power of the princesses and dragon that they immediately turned and ran away.
You can't defeat us when we stick together, witches. We got animals and a dragon and superpowers.
But just a little love could have fixed everything. Then all of the princesses climbed onto Drado's back and flew to the ocean lighthouse. Good had once again triumphed over evil. But what really matters is teaching goodness to evil hearts. The Lazy Girl. Once upon a time, a father and his 2 young daughters were living together in a land far, far away. One of the girls was very diligent, and the other was very lazy.
You barely help at all, and I'm exhausted. Oh no! You are already doing the cleaning. Why should I get my hands dirty now?
Their old father was a hard worker, and he was always tired. The only meal they had was soup and some dry bread in the evenings. One day, the old father made a request of his daughters.
My dear daughters, you know, I love you both so very much. I've been thinking. You are both adults now, and it is time for you to take more responsibility. I want both of you to find a job and work.
You are right, Daddy. I will find myself a job.
And what about you, my daughter?
My sister should get a job, 'cause, that's so her thing. But I think I'd better do the housework, Daddy.
The old man was happy to see his daughters so eager. The next day, while the diligent girl left home to find a job, her father came to her.
My dear daughter, I have some advice for you. Never refuse someone who asks you for help. Always be diligent. Love your job. Do the job that was given to you to the best of your abilities.
Thank you, Daddy. I will never forget your advice.
That's my girl. Bye-bye.
The diligent daughter set off to find her job, while the lazy daughter, who said that she would do the household chores, did nothing. The house was getting more and more messy and getting dirty every day. The diligent girl walked for days, but had not found anyone to work for. After a while, the diligent girl saw a tree with dried branches and roots.
Hello, young girl. Can you clean my dry branches and give me some water to my roots?
The diligent girl then cleaned all the dry branches of the tree until her palms were bruised, and watered the roots with her own drinking water.
Thank you, young girl. But now you have no water left.
It's okay. You needed help, and I helped you. I can walk a little more and find water for myself. The diligent girl continued on her way. Farther on, she came across a hearth with broken and cracked parts.
Hey, young girl, can you repair me and make me look better?
The diligent girl took a handful of mud near her and patched all the cracks on the hearth.
Thank you, young girl. But you got so dirty because of me.
Oh, it's okay. Clothes don't matter. You needed help, and I helped. The diligent girl left the brand new hearth behind and continued on her way. After a while, a lovely lamb appeared, but the lamb was black, like coal, from head to toe.
Hello, young girl. I accidentally got into the coals and got dirty. Would you bathe me in that lake over there?
The diligent girl washed the lamb by the lake. The lamb was white and soft as before.
Thank you, but you're drenched because of me.
You needed help, and I helped. I was already very dirty. Now I'm cleaner. The diligent girl continued on her way. When it got dark, she came across a beautiful house. Oh, where 7 fairies lived. The diligent girl entered. Hello, I apologize for coming to your home without permission. I am a young girl looking for a job to work.
You can work here if you want, young girl. There are 7 rooms in our house. You will only clean 6 rooms every day, but you must not go into the 7th room.
The diligent girl accepted the job. She cleaned 6 rooms diligently every day, as fairies said, for a full year. She never entered the 7th room. And when she had enough money, she asked permission from the fairies to return home.
Of course, young girl. you can go home. I'm wondering why you never entered the 7th room. My father used to say to do the job right, no matter what. During my time here, my job was to clean only 6 rooms. And that's what I did. That's what you told me to do. We would like to reward you for your honesty and diligence. Come on, come with us. The fairies asked the young girl to enter the 7th room. When the girl entered, she saw a lot of silver and gold coins. Now, you roll around in these coins, and any that stick to you will be yours. Diligent girl tumbled left and right in coins. She looked almost like a star with the money sticking on her. Then the diligent girl left the fairies to return home. On the way, she came across the lamb she had washed before. The lamb was covered with pearls.
I did not forget your help, young girl. Take and get as many pearls as you want.
The diligent girl thanked the lamb and covered her arms and neck with pearls and continued on her way. This time, she came across the hearth she had previously repaired.
I did not forget the help you gave me, young girl. Take it. My warm breads, my lovely cakes are yours.
The diligent girl ate some of the bread given by the hearth and took some of it to take home and continued on her way. A little further ahead, she saw the tree. Its branches were covered with fruit.
Come, young girl. I did not forget the help you gave me. Take it. All my grape juice is yours.
The diligent girl thanked the tree and finally returned home.
Thank you very much. What a fruitful experience.
Her father and lazy sister greeted her at the door. The girl's bundle was full of gold and pearls. The lazy sister was very jealous when she saw that her sister was so rich.
Look at all those coins. I must go find a wealthy family to get a job from. If my sister has pearls, I will get emeralds.
The lazy girl told her father that she is leaving home to look for a job.
Oh, okay, my daughter. But you couldn't even work at home. How will you find a job out there?
The lazy girl left before her dad could even finish talking. She walked day and night. A little further down the road, she came across a tree with dry branches. The tree asked the girl for help.
Hello, young girl. Would you clean my...
I can't deal with you under the sun. My hair will get messy. Bye.
The lazy girl moved on. She saw a cracked and broken hearth a little further. Hearth asked her for help.
I can't get my thin and delicate hands dirty for you. My nail polish goes bad. Bye.
The lazy girl did not help the hearth either. Then she came across a lamb that was dirty, like black coal, and the lamb asked her to give her a bath.
Ew, disgusting. Get out of my way, you dirty thing.
The lazy girl ran away.
What a lazy little lamb. Can't even wash itself.
And came upon a huge house. The lazy girl took advantage of this and asked for work from the 7 fairies who were the owners of the house. The head fairy asked her to stay for a year and clean only 6 rooms.
Don't forget, young girl, you will never ever be able to enter the 7th room.
The lazy girl reluctantly cleaned all 6 rooms for months. However, one day she gave in to her curiosity and entered the 7th room. Instead of gold and silver coins, there were bees and bats inside. The bees stung the lazy girl in such a way that she was scarred all over. She was very hurt. The girl immediately left there and started running towards the house. As she ran, she saw the lamb, which she turned down her request for help. The lamb was covered with pearls. The girl wanted to catch the lamb to get some pearls, but the lamb ran away from her. The girl continued walking and was very tired. At that moment, she came across the hearth that she turned down that requested her help. There were loaves of fresh warm bread on the hearth. When the girl wanted to buy a slice of bread, the hearth got hot, and Lazy Girl's hands got burned. When the lazy girl ran away from there, she came across the tree which she had refused to help. There were bunches of fruit on the branches of the tree. When the lazy girl tried to pick some fruit, the tree leaned to the right. The girl ran to the right, but the tree leaned to the left this time. Tired of running around, the lazy girl finally gave up on getting the fruit. She walked non-stop for 2 full days and finally got home. Her father and sister saw her returning home in dirty clothes and injured, and they were very surprised. The lazy girl told what happened to her with great regret.
Oh, and I can't believe it. I hurt so much. Oh.
My dear sister, now you understand how important it is to be hardworking.
Remember, girl, when you are honest and hardworking in this life, you will be rewarded for sure.
After that day, the lazy girl has not been idle and lazy since. The 2 sisters both worked hard and were rewarded well. And this small family had happy, productive, and peaceful days throughout their lives.
Adisebaba.